All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? I am Is There No One Else, and the video I'm going to be discussing will be the change to the new Fighters Guild skill, Circle Protection. This went through a big change for the Scalebreaker DLC, and I'm going to talk about why this is going to be so effective, and why it's going to be basically almost a must-have for just about every non-Stam Nightblade build in the game. So, the other morph provides healing. This is the Circle Protection. It's about on this specific quote-unquote build that I have, guys, it's about 1/3 of the healing of my Vigor. And so Vigor is 18,500, which is like 3,600 per second, so 1,800 per half second. It's like 660 per half second is what the other morph of Circle of Protection provides. On top of that, you also get minor protection and minor endurance. However, with the other change to Rally, you get minor endurance from Rally. So it's not a new buff, it's just literally the same buff as before. But the minor protection is obviously very nice, making you a little bit more tanky. But the coolest part about this specific morph is upon activation, enemies in the area are feared for 5 seconds. Now, because it's a fear, that means it can go through block. And now this means that every Stam tune in the game now has access to an unblockable CC. And because it's a Fighters Guild skill, everybody has access to it, But Stam tunes are going to be able to benefit from this a little bit more. Anybody that, when you activate this, if anybody's in this circle, they are now feared. So when people are looking at the reverberating bash changes, they're upset because they lost their defile and now it's a spammable, and so it's like, okay, well, if I use that as a spammable, what's my CC now? Well, this is your CC, and so. Obviously, you could use Fossilized as a Stam DK, but, when you're already using Igneous and you're using Volatile and you're using all these other Magicka-based skills, it's a huge Magicka drain on a Stam tune to also use your CC there. And so, anybody that's played this game for a decent amount of time, if you're, I'm sure everybody's experienced it, so I'm just going to kind of explain it, but if you've been a Stam DK, Stamplar, Stam Sork, and you've run across like a Magplar or a Mag DK that's just block casting everything, the fight goes on for forever because you have no way to really drain their Stam pool. They got a bunch of points into cost, like block cost reduction, and they can basically infinitely sustain through your damage because you're just not providing enough pressure to drain their stamina pool. That's just the way the game currently is. Fights can go on forever in some dueling situations, which kind of makes dueling really frustrating for me. Like, I'd rather not fight the same person 30 minutes for 30 minutes. So this now allows you to drain their stamina pool if they're on top of you and potentially end the fight sooner. And so part of me, so I'm just going to, so this has nothing to do with the test, but I like that they finally added a skill like this to every class in the game. I like that every class now has the potential to CC somebody and then go on the offensive, and they just can't. It's a tool to the toolkit that allows you to get your burst combo off versus anybody. Now people can't just hold left trigger and potentially just stop you from doing nothing. You know what I mean? So I like that quite a bit. And on top of that, it's a pretty cheap skill. Well, it's not cheap, but it's a good skill. So I'm going to show it in action here. We're going to get attacked by a few jackals. And so while they're on top of me, they have to be within the circle, and on the cast, they get feared. So they have to be on top of you. I can't drop it here, and then they walk into it and get feared. Now, obviously, you see that they have CC immunity. When that goes away, you will see the fact that they're now in the circle protection. It's not working. And so I'm going to come over here. The few ones that were within the circle did get feared, and now if I cast it again, all of them are feared. So, very, very powerful skill. Like I said, this is going to be utilized, in my opinion, by Stam Sorks, Stam DKs, Stamplars. Literally, like, everybody that's not a Nightblade now has access to, full access to an unblockable fear. Obviously, Stam Sorks have Streak, but once again, that's one of those utility things, like, do you really want to use Streak? It'll be easier to use this as an offensive CC than it will be to use streak through the enemy, turn around, and then try to get your combo off. Now you're just here, you activate it, and then you're on the offensive. So I like this change quite a bit. Once again, this is another one of those skills that's, going from, for a long time they wanted to provide class diversity. And so Nightblade Fear was what one of the things that Nightblade had. Obviously, they have Cloak and they have Fear, but Unblockable Fear was one of the things that they had, and now they're providing that for everybody. And I think for PvP, this is a must, guys. Like this needed to happen. But once again, like I talked about in my previous video, this is just another way of kind of blending the classes and providing tools to every class in the game. So you're still going to have your class specific stuff, but now you can dabble outside of your class stuff into a Fighters Guild skill line and find something useful in PvP. And so Outnumbered, this is going to be fantastic in my opinion, because everybody's on you anyways, and then you just pop this and then you can go into your ult or whatever. So wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this. Please let me know what you're thinking. Anything else you want me to test? I think I have to go through the patch notes. I think this has basically covered everything that I had off the top of my head, and then we could start diving into the class changes and whatever in the next couple videos. So if you guys have any requests, please provide in the section below. Any comments, let me know. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.